Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for being here today. Remember to like, share, subscribe. But actually, before you comment, we have an interactive video for you today that's going to involve slabs, okay, stickering, but not mine, and guessing whether or not coins will actually go ahead and get the CAC sticker. So this is a preview video for a customer of coins that we're going to send in for him or her or they, and we're going to try to figure out ahead of time whether we think a coin will sticker or not. So we're not saying if we would sticker it, we're going to say if they're going to sticker it, which is a slightly different definition. Because then if you say we can sticker and you can really defend it anytime and say, well, you know, I would have stickered it. The fun about this is not only am I going to do this live, I have not seen these coins before, but then also the engineer put down his guesses, as did Jamie the bottle expert, Jamie the insulator expert. MS65 full bands on this rattler, and I'm kind of partial to this coin already as a 65. The hard thing about rattlers is getting them to really get, I mean, coins that are common, that's what I'm trying to say, coins that are common, a lot harder to get stickered. So here's the cheat sheet, y'all. We've got, I'm going to mark this as a yes. And the ones that I'm not marking yes, I'm just going to put a dash down on. Next up, this coin is a 14D in a VG8 holder. So this is something we don't see as much, so a little bit of a curveball for me right away. Seeing a nice looking 14D. Let's see, this is where it gets real, y'all, because I'm going to sticker them all. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you my Y4 also. I really love the overall wear quality for this coin for a VG8. I'm going to say they're not going to sticker it because of kind of some of the marks that are a little bit heavier marks. So there's like kind of that mark right down there in the center, 6 o'clock. A little bit of something over on the wheat stalk on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. So we're going to go ahead and just leave that dashing through the snow on that guy. Next up, we have another Mercury dime. This one is a 43D in a 66 full band. Well, having multiple coins always gives you an advantage of some kind. Looking at the coin up close and from a distance, multiple coins of the same type. I'm speaking about this Mercury dime here in a 6 full bands. Did you like this coin better than you liked the 5 full bands? You have to tell me why, but I actually think that this 5 full bands has fewer marks on it. I'm going to go with no on this guy, and I'm sticking with my yes. I have the ability to change my mind anytime. Ooh, super exciting here. 77. San Francisco Mint, chop marked. Okay, now, you know what? I don't have any experience sending in chopped marked coins. That's actually, this mark on the left, I think, is actually more of a drill mark, a test mark. I don't have any experience sending in chop marked coins to CAC for stickering. So, ton of luster, and this coin is graded a 53. Man, I'm gonna, with this being kind of a wild card, I'm gonna say no. I think the coin is awesome because I love chop marks. I love a big bunch of lustrous chop mark action. Like, that coin's cool. I'm gonna say because of the darkness on the edge here, and that mark that I consider this mark. You know, maybe those test marks are just that old that they're not considered problematic. But I am gonna go with 9. All right. Next up, we're getting into, I think we have a lot of dollars left after this. No, we got to mix. They're still mixed up after this. They are not in the correct actual chronological denominational order, just like the red book isn't. All right. This particular dollar, you can kind of think about the grade ahead of time, and then once you see the grade, then you'll have an idea. This 79S is a 66. I'm going to go straight no on this. I love the obverse. If the reverse wasn't catching my eye with the little bit of that mark to the left of the wing, the left of the left wing. What's to the left of the left wing? I think it's the right wing. I'm going to say no on that guy. So you can leave your comments, keep track for yourselves and leave your comments. Ooh, this is kind of flashy. What do we have going on here? This coin is a 64 PL. Ah, dang, those PLs, right? So how are we going to do on this? So I'm going to say yes. It's a tentative yes, but I'm going to say yes. And here's the thing. Like, we've had lots of proof likes go in, and only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. But usually the problem, I think, is that they're not proof-like enough on both sides. Like this coin here, I'm tentative because the reverse doesn't have that same level of proof-like as the obverse does, but the eye appeal is really strong for a 4. And if there's anything that's also kind of holding it back, the marks to the right of the head are a little bit heavier, but also overall, that's pretty clean for 64 PL. I better put that guy down here. Where are we at here? 66 was a going no. 64 PL, I'm going to go yes. All right. Next up, whoa, we got the reverse showing on this guy. This is an 1885, so you've got a common date. What is going on here? This is going to be a Que Curioso kind of moment. We have an underscore on the E. I don't know, but this is definitely looking like there is something physically on this coin. That is kind of wild, y'all. Just to see a coin that has something on it still. It feels like that needs to be not there, but this 1885 is graded MS64. And I really like this coin quite a bit. We are playing the Are They Gonna Sticker It game, so I'm going to say no. And I'm going to call out that little piece of paper on there for the love, logic, and reason on that guy. No sticker for you. All right, 1921. Okay, this coin is graded mid-state 62. This is a fun technical grade. So the coin itself has the eye appeal quite a bit stronger than a 62, but it has a couple things going on. First, the marks on the cheek are a little bit more, I don't want to say scrape oriented, maybe scrape adjacent, but there's a little bit of scrapiness going on the cheek right there. And then you have the mark that really brings the grade probably down to a 2 is going to be that more of a long line mark there above the In God We Trust. I'm going to say no, even though it's got great eye appeal overall. I'm thinking that, if you think about the standard of stickering as a standard of like, well, is someone else going to buy that coin sight unseen and be really, really happy with it? I think that's kind of the standard to use. Next up, oh, tricky. This is a Rattler, the next gen, the 2.0. 1950 quarter. This is a proof 65. Tricky because, there's some coins that I just kind of say out loud I can't really grade. Some of these mid-century proofs, if I get a bunch together and I feel like they're graded properly, I can parcel tongue them out. I can tell the difference when I'm slithering through, but on one at a time, it's a little bit harder. So this 65, I'm going to say yes. I really like this coin. I think it's really nice. Has really soft surfaces, nice clean look to it. 65, it's going to look really nice with that sticker right there. I'm also really completely overly biased towards those my generation. So I'm going to go ahead and put yes on that guy. This 22 is also in that same vein, that next generation of holder, and this is actually a 62. Skin is great. Well, I don't think I'm going to be so bold as to call anything in gold. Here's the deal on this guy. Okay, so we've got super original luster surfaces, not a ton of marks. But once again, when you're talking about that 1921 and that little mark, you know, when you get to a coin that has a heavier scrape style mark to it, it'll knock it a couple grades. I'm actually going to say no, even though I like this coin visually. I think the average collector, if they got this coin with a sticker, they'd like it. I'm going to say no because of that mark. Well, I really think that is something that's a no-no for the CAC crew. All right, we've got one more similar coin. Here's another one. Interesting. So we've got another 22 in 62 in the older PC holder. And the reverse is stunning. The reverse I would sticker all day long, and I think they would as well. The question becomes one of, is there enough positive activity going on here on the obverse? You make the call. Here we go. 62. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say don't drop that, Ben. I'm gonna say yes on that guy. I'm getting a lot of yeses here. Where we got? Am I at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now I got 4 out of 11. So I feel like I stickered quite a bit. Oh boy, 1961. This is a proof 68. Once again, we're talking about a real tough mid-century coin with a high proof grade. I'm going to say no on this one, mostly because for a proof 68, it just feels like that's such a tough grade to get. Even on these later grade coins, these 1960s stuff where you see them a little bit more, I feel like the coin's got to have something special on that. All right, after this we've got this 1900 O in a 63 plus in the Littman collection. So once again, if the name of the game is don't have any distracting spots, then I think this one is kind of a no-go. This is a hard coin because we've talked about in the past just, you know, the overall surface quality of a coin and then having something on the surface of the coin and then trying to conserve it to get rid of it, but then you want to try to maintain the originality of it. You would take some special type of chemist to probably properly remove that spot and maintain this gorgeous reverse that is the rest of this coin. But I'm going to say no on that guy. All right, now we're definitely getting into trouble here. I'm getting into fatties and mid-century proofs. This 1942 is a proof 66. So let's take a look here and see. I think I'm just going to call this, this is like kind of cheating. I think I'm just going to call this PVC and say no. I have been surprised by some of the things that are hazy that they pass, that they don't call PVC. And it feels like there shouldn't be that fine of a line on that, but it feels like sometimes there's a real fine line on that. Let's see if they get any coins here that I know how to grade. All right, here we go. 1879 S, MS65, and a fatty. Yeah, that's obverse is all there, and not just all there. We want a coin that's really super attractive for the grade, especially on a nice mid-state 65 Morgan. I am definitely liking the vibe here on this guy. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. That's a sticker for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put down a yes on that bad boy. right, next up. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting because I'm not sure this is eligible. We got to double check and make sure. So some of the samples are eligible if they have a serial number that is unique, and I'm not sure this would qualify. What I will say is that if this will qualify, I would give it a gold. It's nicer than the 62s that were present previously. It's honestly just kind of a nice mint state 63 type coin, maybe even a hair nicer than that. But the sample designates a 60, but I think that they used a 60 as a sample. So this is kind of a curveball once again. I'm going to go gold, but I'm also going to say I don't think that's eligible in this competition. So I'm going to go gold on that, but I don't think that it's eligible. Ineligible receiver downfield. All right, we got another fatty. I got 3 more fatties. I think they might all be dollars coming up here. A 98.0. This is a great coin. This coin here, when I first glanced at it, I thought it was a 65, and it's graded 64. The only reason I mean, I'm definitely going to sticker that coin. The only reason I don't think I would actually give it a gold bean is the cheek marks are a little too prominent, but those fields are lovely, lovely. The reverse is lovely, lovely. I'm just happy about that coin. That's a happy. This is like the Bob Ross version here. We get happy little coins with happy little stickers. All right, next up. Tough, 87. Here we go, 64 PL. So we had another 64 PL earlier. And in a lot of these fatties, you run into coins that have super high gloss. Okay, now that's like an electric force field. Come on. All right, I could stare at the reverse of this coin all day long. So here's what's wild about this coin. This coin will not sticker, I think, because I don't think that the obverse is proof-like enough to qualify as an actual PL coin. I think it's just more of a high gloss finish. But like, I hear lightsabers right now. And maybe so do you if the engineer adds them. I don't know. All right, so, but I'm going to say no, although this coin is a winner. That is a happy, happy coin. Happy coin. You know, that's the whole thing about the stickering process and just grading in general. Coin's lovely, and it doesn't matter. That coin doesn't matter if it has a sticker or not. It's just that coin is so saleable all day long. This one's interesting, really nice original skin. Are the fingerprints going to be distraction? What type of an actual grade is on this guy? This coin is graded 64. I'm on the fence at a first look here. I think that I'm going to say no. If we're working with just eye appeal in general, you know, I think the technical grade is very much so there. I mean, the technical grade, maybe, you know, a 4+, but, you know, once again, that's a different question. That's a different question than will it sticker. Last up, we got one last NGC. Fatty in a 65 holder. See, this has the same proof-like finish that the other coin did, only this is not labeled proof-like. It has the similar finish to it. ADS. Eye appeals there. I'm going to sticker that coin. I think they will. I think they will. I think they will. Now, the real reveal here is going to be, you know, out of, I think we got 20, well, 19, well, I'm going to say 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8. 8 out of 20. All right, now here we go with the reveal for the engineer. So we're unanimous on the first coin. All right, as we go down, where's our disparity? Okay, I've got this, the first PL, which I said yes to, but the other guys did not. And that's going to be a matter of, like I said, I talked my way through that coin. I talked myself into that coin. It's lovely. Next up, The MS64, what was that guy? Dollar at the 1885. The engineers got a yes. A yes on the 21, the wide reading. Here we're coming up with that proof 65. We've got a little bit of disparity there. We got a couple. Look at this, the 62. Yeah, that dollar. What's interesting here? Jamie doesn't like much. He's a tough guy. Proof 68. We're not going for that proof 68 half. Here's another dollar and 63 plus. Engineer says yes. Jamie and I say no. Proof 66. Negatory, negatory. The MS65. MS65 dollar. The engineer and I both say yes on that. That's the 79S. Yes to the ineligible. I think if I had to plug the engineer here, I'm going to put words into his mouth. Yes. And then lastly, we've got, so interesting, here we go, that 64. Jamie and I are both a yes. Engineer, nada. And down the line. So I've got, we're going to go out of 19 here because we're going to leave out the ineligible. Jamie should go work for CAC. He's only got 3 out of the 19. And 8 with 1 gold, so maybe we'll call that 7 plus 1. And then that's ineligible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really I just had 7. All right. All right. Well, thanks for being here. When these get back, we'll show the video again and run it back. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.